Hey, welcome to Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews. I am your host, Boise, and this is Raw Review. So, what did we get? We got Vince McMahon coming back to Monday Night Raw to shake things up. We had shake-ups on both the tag team division and the women's division, and we also have 6 new faces arriving from NXT coming to the main roster. So not just Raw, but SmackDown as well. We'll hit all this and much more, guys. So let's hit the music. So we kicked off Monday Night Raw just like we kick off every other Monday Night Raw with an opening promo. Of course we do, because it wouldn't be Monday Night Raw if we didn't. But we had Vince McMahon start the show, so that's nice and different. And he called out Stephanie, called out Triple H. Shane O'Mac even turned up. It's not even Tuesday nights. And they made a promise to the fans. They kind of went, guys, we dropped the ball. We've let you down. We've not been listening. Pretty much, it's our fault. Ratings are low. Viewership, fans are turning away from us, and we're going to change that. How are we going to change that? And all the fans were like, well, he's got Triple H is here, so he's got to announce that Triple H is now taking over creative control of Raw and SmackDown. That would have been the most logical way and got the fans just going, yes, yes, yes. But no, big old Vinny just went, well, us McMahons are going to just take control of both Raw and SmackDown. We thought you were in control of both shows anyway, but apparently not. So, we're not sure if we're getting a general manager on Raw again, or we're going to get rid of Paige as general manager. But apparently, the McMahons are going to listen more. But Triple H kind of saved it a little bit when he just said, we're going to start listening more to what you guys say. We're going to push the superstars who haven't had opportunities. You guys are now the authority. Brilliant. That means we can go on to Raw next week, right, and just cut a damn long promo and make every superstar who isn't part of our alliance feel like crap. That's what we can do, right? Because we're the authority now. No, we can't. Oh, okay. But Baron Corbin came out to try and get his job back, pretty much begging Stephanie McMahon, begging big old Vinnie Mac, and they said, Baron, don't you worry. This is a new start. This is a new era. Everyone gets an opportunity, pretty much. If you can win your match next, you will be back as general manager of Raw. And who is his opponent? None other than Kurt Angle. That's right, Kurt Angle. And we also get a special guest referee, Heath Slater. So that moved us on to the end of that segment. I'm going to give this pretty much, it's the same old story. The McMahons are in charge. Kind of trying to make it as a new era. We'll have to wait and see how this really goes. So for me, as an opening segment, I'm going to give it a 5. I'm going to give it a 5 because it just felt like the same stuff already said before, but hopefully they will actually do something with it. So yeah, 5 out of 10. So we had Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle with special guest referee Heath Slater. Before the match started, pretty decent little start match. Heath Slater was obviously being told to keep it in the middle, be a proper referee, and Kurt Angle was kicking Baron Corbin's ass. Baron Corbin just couldn't get out of gear. I mean, Triple H comes out and goes, oh, we forgot to tell you, for this excitement, Baron, it's a handicap, mate. Handicap. Your opponent, Apollo Crews, and the Raw Tag Team Champions, Chad Gable, Bobby Roode. I wish he spoke like this, proper Yorkshire. I wish he spoke like this. Oh, and yeah, there you go, lads. There you go. Have some. Don't worry. Pretty much, Heath Slater's like, okay. Boss says it's now handicap match. All the guys beat the crap out of Baron even more. Baron tries to get away. Heath Slater looks away when all of them are beating the crap out of him. Next thing we know, Shane O'Mac comes out and goes, oh, but by the way, guys, I kind of forgot something too. It's a no DQ match now. Brilliant. Cheers again. Baron Corbin gets his ass kicked. Everyone uses their finisher. People are chanting, we want tables. Kurt Angle slam. 1, 2, 3. no way Corbin's getting his hit, you know, become general manager again. Pretty much, it's a destructive match. Just pretty much saying, Corbin was up here as a heel figure. He's now absolutely been torn down. He's now going to be a mid card again. He's not going to have anything to do with the main event scene at all, which is good. Which is very, very good. The babyfaces did listen to the fans because they did get a table after the match, and another angle slam through the table. Mainly because they listened to the fans. It's not a proper match. I don't see it as a proper match because obviously the McMahon's and Triple H added more stipulations against Baron Corbin, just like he did to other superstars. But I really did enjoy this. I thought it was great. It was good to see Kurt Angle again back in the ring. So I'm going to give this a 7, just because I enjoyed it. I enjoy when it's done right. Silly little things like this is entertaining for us fans. Next up, we had Finn Balor versus Dolph Ziggler. Now this all started at TLC the night before when Dolph came out to help Finn Balor get a victory over Drew McIntyre, which he did. They got into a backstage little altercation because obviously Dolph's still a heel. Finn doesn't trust him after everything they've been through with McIntyre, and this is the match which we got. I was actually really looking forward to this match. Two good workers in the company. Dolph's been absolutely killing it with guys like Seth Rollins, and I think Finn is at the same level as Seth and Dolph at, you know, work rate. So it's that great little, you know, ooh, I haven't seen this matchup in a while. It's something different, something new. I'm actually going to enjoy it, and I did. I absolutely did. I think Finn and Dolph have great chemistry. I could easily see Dolph Ziggler turn babyface, working towards maybe a partnership with Finn Balor. I know it seems a bit weird. We've just had Dolph have a partnership with Drew McIntyre as a heel, but it would be nice to see him align with someone like Finn Balor, who is, let's be honest, I would say one of the big baby faces in the company. Braun, Seth, Finn, yeah, I'd say he's there. I think he's at that level. But the match was interrupted by none other than Drew McIntyre. He took out Finn Balor, which allowed him to get the win by disqualification. Then he took out Dolph and pretty much walked away as a psychopath. This, you know, to be honest, the match was I was really getting into it, and Drew getting involved kind of took a little bit away from me. So I was a bit disappointed. I was like, oh, I didn't want a DQ finish. I wanted the match to end, and then McIntyre came out. That would have been better for me personally. But I can see where they're coming from a writing perspective. They have announced that we're going to get a triple threat match next week with Drew, Dolph, and Finn. So that will be a bloody brilliant match as a triple threat match. I'm going to give it a 6, mainly because I didn't like the ending as much. I thought it could have been better if we had a victory, then Drew come out and destroy both men. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10, but a bloody good match before all that happened. Next up, we had Dean Ambrose, and he came out with his SWAT team. Yeah, I still do not like the siren in Dean Ambrose's intro. I know. It's those little petty things in life which keep me going, guys. But yeah, I absolutely hated it. I still hate it to this moment, because it just irritates me. It's like, Dean's entrance music is bloody good, and when you hear that siren, it's like, oh, it's ruined. Yeah, but let's actually get on to what Dean was doing. Dean was cutting a promo towards Seth, calling out Seth several times. He tried everything. He wanted to rub the loss to Dean in Seth's face. He wanted it. He wanted to prove to Seth everything he said is correct. But Seth wasn't budging. He called him out. He even did an open challenge. And who answered that open challenge? The man who had a bloody brilliant open challenge match only last week on NXT. Tyler Breeze. He's bloody hell. Tyler Breeze. I want his new nickname to not be removed from Prince Pretty, because he is pretty, but to be Mr. Open Challenge, because he puts on bloody brilliant matches, guys. Oh, I sounded proper Yorkshire there. But yeah, he put on a fantastic match in this again. Dean and him, really good chemistry. It just shows if you use Tyler Breeze properly, he's a bloody good wrestler, and he could be challenging, you know, for these kind of scenes, for these little, you know, shock moments. And I liked it. I liked that he was the guy who answered the challenge. He had a good match. Yes, Dean won with the dirty deeds, and that's fine because obviously Dean is pushed as a much bigger heel, and he is pushed much higher up than Tyler is. But I have got to give Tyler his credit. His selling was fantastic. His in-ring work was brilliant. He is a guy you could use as a good worker in the mid-card section, and he could easily hold a mid-card title anytime soon. Yeah, I'm going to give this match, the match itself, I'm going to actually give it a 7 because Tyler impressed me a lot. After the match, Dean cut another promo. Seth's music hit. He's ready. He's prepared. He's got his SWAT team. What happens? Of course, Seth Rollins is dressed in the SWAT uniform. Super kicks Dean in the face. Dean runs away. The rest of the SWAT team get involved in the ring. Seth just absolutely destroys them. And that cuts that segment off. We also got a backstage segment with both Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin blaming Seth Rollins for him losing his job, and Seth just punches him in the face. We also got announced that will be a match next week as well. Seth versus Baron Corbin, which could be a really good match. They had a good TLC match. I think they could have a really good singles match as well. So I'm looking forward to that. So good so far. Good so. Next up, we had a promo from Lio Rush and Elias. No, sorry. Elias was in this segment. It was Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley. They were doing the old Elias entrance. They, you know, mocking him with the broken guitar, which they used at TLC. And then, of course, we got the stupid Bobby Lashley flexing stuff. Right, yes, you like to show the world your ass. Okay, that's just a little bit weird, that, Bobby. Just a little bit weird. Elias came out from behind, smashed Bobby Lashley with the guitar. Bobby went out of the ring, came straight back up, and Elias was out of there. We're going to have next week a no DQ, a Miracle on whatever street match. It's a non-DQ match, pretty much. But I can't really give this part a score. I just got to say, I'm hoping this, you know, this feud between the two actually builds up a little bit better. Maybe because Elias is just turned face. I think Bobby Lashley is a good heel for him to take on. It's the chemistry between the two guys. They need to really work on that. I don't think it's either Elias and Bobby Lashley's fault. I think it's just the way they've been written into interacting with each other. So yeah, I'm not going to give it a score. I'm just going to put uncompleted for now. Next up, we did have a fatal 4-way tag team match. Now, this all started when Shane O'Mac was cutting an interview backstage when he was interrupted by Drake Maverick. I love that name. Where he was pretty much representing the AOP. He said, look, the AOP have in their contracts a rematch clause. And Shane goes, stop you right there. We're going to stop doing that now. It's archaic. It doesn't work out for anyone. So no more rematch clause. Is that for everyone or is it just for AOP? Because AOP did beat one person to win the tag team. I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out at some point, I'm pretty sure. But AOP does get an opportunity if they can beat 3 other tag teams. That's the B Team, the Lucha House Party, and the Revival in a fatal 4-way tag team match. And I think this was actually a really, really good match. No team looked out of place here. I think this was probably the best showing of the Raw tag team division we've seen in some time. Seeing as the Raw tag team division has been absolutely destroyed twice by Braun Strowman, doesn't have the best reputation. So yeah, it was actually a really good match. Lucha House Party, they've got rid of the Lucha House Party rule, thank God for that. B Team actually on TV again, that was nice to see because I do like the B Team. AOP, obviously they're the big scary guys for the Raw Tag Team division, and obviously the Revival, the most like it's really weird. They're a heel tag team, but everyone knows they're the best tag team in the Raw division. It's just crazy how everyone just goes, they're the best, yet you're not booking them. And it's just brilliant. We did see really weird alliances with Bo Dallas and Scott Dawson. That was just really weird seeing. I thought it was awesome to see, but it was just weird. AOP didn't over dominate, which you usually expect with them being the bigger guys, but no. I mean, your Lucha House Party took out AOP, and it was brilliant. It was like that little magic, like there was a little bit of everything, showing off everything these teams can do, and just like, look guys, we do have the capability of having a great tag team division on Raw. The Revival did get the win. They are now #1 contenders for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And I've got to give this score, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because the Revival won. It showed off everyone's moves, and I absolutely loved every bit. I always find Fatal 4-Ways a little bit too chaotic, but this one did what it needed to do, so I loved it. Last but not least, we had our main event, and this all started with Ronda Rousey coming out talking about how a champion is a champion. One of those really, really boring Ronda Rousey promos. I know I am very disliked for a lot of people online because I do not like Ronda Rousey. I know it's really weird because sure, she's a big baby face and you should cheer for her, but I'm not. I think she's OP. I think my skills aren't up to scratch with other women in that division. I know she's new to it, but I think that the amount of airtime she gets compared to other women wrestlers like Sasha Banks and Bayley, who are good on the mic and good in the ring, it's just absolutely criminal. But she cut a promo stating how she's going to bring a new tradition. It should become every champion after they have had a pay-per-view. If they've won the championship, they should put the title on the line the night before. And she does an open challenge. You cut backstage, you see all the women in, well, apart from Nia Jax and Tamina, fighting to get out there to be the #1, to take her on. Stephanie McMahon tells them to stop, drags them all out, and says, we're going to have a gauntlet match. The winner of the gauntlet match is going to be an 8-woman one. Will face you next week on Raw for the Raw Women's Championship. Who do we start off with? None other with Alicia Fox and the hugger herself, Bayley. So I'm going to break up each match separately, give them each a separate score, and then give the final match for the whole gauntlet a final score. So let's start off with Alicia Fox and Bayley. This was okay actually. This was a lot longer than I was expecting with Alicia Fox and Bayley. Mainly because when you look at the timestamp, you probably got about 40 minutes left in the show. So this was going to be a long. I actually thought, there's got to be something else as well. But no, this was our main event, which did surprise me. Alicia Fox looked really well in this match. It's probably her best outing in some time as a singles competitor. I think she's done alright in the mixed match challenge stuff, but this, for her, just being in a singles match, really showed off what she can do. Bayley did get the victory, but she did tweak her leg, and that was the selling throughout the whole match. Bayley did that really well for me. Really well on the selling on the tweaked leg. She did manage to overcome Alicia Fox, and that was brilliant. That was, for me, brilliant. I'm going to give this match, I'm going to give it a solid 6 out of 10 because both women did really well. But for me, Bayley was brilliant on the selling. Alicia Fox looked really good in the ring. Next up, we had Dana Brooke come straight out. She looked like she was ready to take on the world. Again, a very aggressive Dana Brooke, which you don't mind seeing. She was really good in this match. She was hers and Bayley's was the shortest out of all the matches in the gauntlet match. But yeah, she did look quite well in this match. Speaking, it's Dana Brooks, and they don't really give her that opportunities, which you kind of thought they would do in this one, but no. Bayley did get the Bayley to belly suplex. She did get the victory on there, and Mickie James came out. I'm going to give Dana versus Bayley, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 because it just didn't have, it was a short match, but again, kind of squashed Dana to make her look like the weakest person in the Raw Women's division right now. Mickie James comes out, and we had another long kind of match between her and Bayley. Bayley's leg really starting to really affect her in the whole match. Mickie James did get the victory on this one, and like I said, I'm going to rush and try and get as much of it. But Mickie James was, I think, the right person to get the victory. Obviously, she's held the title so many times over the years. She's a great heel, she's a great babyface, she's really good. And getting a big victory over Bayley, yes, Bayley can say she was, you know, she's had 2 matches before, finally lost one. Still a big victory for Mickie James, it's bigger for her, I think. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Mickie James then took on Ember Moon. This was surprisingly a very good match again. Ember Moon showing off her skills, her super kicks were fantastic. Ember Moon used a code breaker. Just saying, she had a code breaker and she used it. I was bloody impressed. But yeah, the Eclipse was used. Mickie James goes down. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Each match is going to get around about these scores anyway. But yeah, very impressed with that one. Next up was Natalya versus Ember Moon. 2 baby faces, really well put together. Natalya and Ember pushed each other to the limit really, really well on that. I think Natalya had the fans really going for her, which was brilliant. But yes, Natalya did get the victory over Ember Moon with a quick roll-up. Ember looked absolutely shocked. Yeah, it didn't make Ember look too weak with the quick pin-up. So the quick roll-up. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10, mainly because neither woman came out looking too bad out of this one. Next up was Ruby Riott and Natalya. It's kind of like a quick rematch from TLC, really, with the rest of the Riott squad outside, just showing that Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan were not selected for this Gauntlet. Yes, there was a lot of little bits and bats imaging their TLC match, which was nice. I've been impressed with the little chemistry they had in this match. It was a little bit better than what we got in the TLC match, my opinion-wise. But yeah, Natalya did get the victory. Ruby Riott looked absolutely shocked that she lost. And that was the last two, was finally Sasha Banks versus Natalya. I'm going to give a 5 out of 10 for the Ruby Riott Natalya match, but Sasha Banks versus Natalya was the best part of this match, this whole Gauntlet match. These two really, really, really worked each other. Natalya selling from her all the matches she's been into, getting injured throughout it all. Sasha Banks coming out fresh, really showing off hers. It's again, it split the crowd. The crowd were either rooting for Sasha or they were really rooting for Natalya, and that's what you really want when you got two big baby faces taking each other on in this type of match for a number one contendership. And that's what we got. We got a brilliant number one contendership final match. Both women using their submission moves. Sasha Banks twice putting on the bank statement, but just unable to get Natalya to tap out. Finally, after the second sharpshooter on Sasha Banks, after Sasha went flying into the apron, Natalya finally got Sasha to tap out. Natalya wins. Great chemistry. I really enjoyed it. I would love to see those two take each other on again. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10 just because it was the best one out of all the Gauntlet matches. But yeah, afterwards, Natalya's celebrating. Ronda Rousey comes out and they give a hug, shake hands, and all the sportsmanship you can ask for. I'm going to give the Gauntlet a 6 out of 10. Yeah, like I said, majority of it was average, above average type of matches, but the main one, the big one, was brilliant between Sasha Banks and Natalya. And there you go, guys, that was Raw for this week. We had a lot less matches, but every match we did have something to go with it. It was either building up new number one contenders, or it was continuing rivalries from TLC. But we also had the big announcement about 6 superstars coming up from NXT. Obviously, there will be some more coming up, I'm sure of it. But the 6 we've got announced so far: Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross, Lars Sullivan, EC3, and Heavy Machinery. Now, they didn't announce if they were coming to Raw or SmackDown. They just announced these 6 superstars are coming up. Now, For me personally, I reckon Lars is most likely going to go to SmackDown. That's where the rumours have been going for weeks. I think Nikki's going to go to SmackDown because she debuted against Becky Lynch on SmackDown. Sanity's on SmackDown. And I think if Nikki goes, I think they're going to really use Sanity like they did at NXT level. And I think that would help both Sanity and Nikki Cross, especially Nikki coming up for the first time properly onto the main roster. I think Heavy Machinery will go to Raw. I think EC3 will go to Raw. I think Lacey Evans will go to Raw. So yeah, I think two will go to SmackDown, and I think the other 4 are going to go to Raw. I think Raw will most likely use them like that. But we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, they said it's going to be weeks and months, but it kind of tells you stories that pretty much Heavy Machinery aren't going to win the titles off Undisputed Era, even though they are technically #1 contenders as we speak. And just gives us an idea what's going on with Nikki Cross now, because we haven't seen her for a couple of weeks since TakeOver ended. But yeah, EC3, good. I think that's a good call up as well. But what was your best part of Raw this week, guys? Leave it in the comments below. If you do like our videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell to keep notified. And if you want to follow us on social media, you can do now. We're on at Smack Talk YouTube, on Twitter. We're also on Instagram as well at Smack Talk Wrestling 2017. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Boise88. And that's it, guys. I'll see you guys next time on Smack Talk Wrestling Reviews.